You tell people hi? Say hi. No, one's down. All right. Welcome. What? Erwin's confused. Might sound a little more echoey in here. I have to do hair placement. I am moving out. Today is October 11th, and the final walkthrough is in, what's this section here? In 11 days. I have to turn my keys in and everything, be donezo on the 30th. But I'm not gonna take Erwin back to the house on the 21st, final walkthrough on the 22nd, and then bring him back until the 30th. So Erwin is hanging with me until he gets evicted. And yeah, bed is gone since last weekend. No sofa. No nightstands. I have bare minimal. Bare minimal. The stitching chair and my office stuff is the last things to go. So you guys are propped up on boxes. And let's talk stitching, because surprisingly, I've been doing a lot of it. Despite, yes, I'm tortilla chip, despite going through a move. So minimal. In fact, I have one cup, one plate, one bowl. Everything else has been moved over. I made notes. I've been meaning to do this video for a while, but been a little busy. So, first off, I want to thank everybody that went over to 1884 and purchased something during my 16% off entire purchase sale. It is now done. I ran it for, God, was it like 2 weeks? And just trying to clear out as much as possible so it would be less for me to have to move over to my new place. So thank you guys so much for that. Let's see, why 16% off? Why such a weird number? This is going to be my 16th move in 39 years. Yep. Next month I turn 40. Oh my God, help me. I'm a moving pro. I do not find moving stressful or any word. I know, Erwin. Any word that you want to use to describe it. I kind of enjoy it. I grew up moving a lot, clearly 16th time. Dad was in a lot of corporate, upper high corporate jobs, so every 2.5, 3 years there was a reorganization within the company and we had to move. Did you want to come up here, handsomes? So yeah, and being in Arizona is the longest place I've ever lived. Do you want up here? And when I was at the house, I even found myself getting antsy every few years. And I think that's just my internal clock being like, you've been in somewhere for too long, you need to do something. So it was completely reorganizing my office, doing something to the house, just to kind of put my nerves, kind of settle them. So I don't mind the whole moving process. You get to go through your stuff. When I moved from the house to here, So I would have been here 2 years. Crazy. February, the end of February I signed. So that's insane to think. But when I was bringing my stuff from the house to here, I went through a lot of it, donated a lot of it, and then moving from here to the next place, again, I haven't worn this in almost 2 years. Why did I keep this? So I've been able to move everything to my place in just carloads, and taking over things really slowly, which has been nice because I can take whatever here, take it to the new place, unpack it, organize it, so it's not like boxes and boxes of stuff. But the last stuff to go will be 1884 and any inventory, stitching chair, and any last little things. All right. I have new releases for 1884, so let's just do that. Let's just go straight down, and I have a lot. So since the last time that you guys saw me, Sheepish Design, Rabbit's Garden. Now, Sheepish Designs has a lot of these, let's call them heart pillows. Obviously, you don't need to make it into a heart. You can make it whatever you would want. But a lot of these designs, there's like an Uncle Sam one, there's a Halloween one that I'll be coming out with. I know it's late, but a lot of people will decorate for Halloween all the way up till Thanksgiving, or skip that and go into Christmas. Historic Stitches. This is AY 1801. You could do the individual motifs, Quaker-esque, 3DMC, and Historic Stitches is a company that I own. Another one from Historic Stitches, 1795 band sampler. Again, DMC, there's a little write-up on the back about information on the original. So yeah, just really great. Dorothy Snowball. I do not have the original here anymore. It is at my new place, but I do have the original from 1814. Dorothy Snowball. This is from Threads of Gold, as you can see. All my releases I do in paper copy or PDF version. Sheepish Designs again. Life is a Flower. Both the designs, scissor fob, and the pillow. Sheepish Designs. This is Scarecrow Wabbit. We also have Wabbit's Wonder. So, as you guys can see, a good variety for whatever your tastes are. Merrily Beams, her sampler and herself. This was great for sampler September. Again, DMC. Very easy to be personalized. Now, since the last time that you guys saw me, I have added company number 11 to my portfolio of greatness. I am now the owner of Sunspots. Some of you are probably like, never heard of them. Well, great. Sunspots. Not a ton of designs in the catalog. Some stunning ones, really, really pretty. So, As you can see, this is the original. And what I do, I personally rechart every single design I've ever put out for any of my now 11 companies. I love sitting and charting, very zen-like, just like stitching. I use the same DMC colors. You know, any information about the chart goes onto it. Here is the new and improved. Doesn't matter if you get the paper copy or the PDF. Larger symbols, clear symbols. Maybe some designers love to do like filled in triangles, solid triangles going different directions. No. So this is Diamond Trellis from Sunspots, 142 by 256. Just DMC. If you want to skip that top part right there and just do kind of like just like the motifs, I think that's super cute. So Sunspots, number 11. It was brought to my attention that there is it's already been fixed, Jane Ballard correction, and that has to do with the stitch count that is listed on the back. So the stitch count, I guess depending on what fabric count you're doing, is incorrect. So if you are going to be stitching Jane, need that information, contact me and I will pass it along. The stitch count is not what's in question. It is where it's listed. If it's, 40 count or you're using 28, those are the measurements that are incorrect. So if you do your own measurements and don't go off of that, you're fine. The stitch count is what is not incorrect. God, I have things on here that are so old. Let's see, early September, I went to the Pacific Stitching retreat. This is the same retreat that I went to in February. Valerie and her husband Matt from Live and Die LA put it on. If you're interested in going in early spring, spring spots are still available. Go over to Live and Die, DYE LA, Facebook group, website, and sign up. I will be there in early September. I drove over with so much stuff. So if you bought something while I vended, thank you so much. I have to bring very little, or very little of it was brought back and had to be moved to the new place. I had saved up stuff for months, even going all the way back to July when I went to Texas and I was finding stitching stuff along the way. Yeah. Will I be doing that again come the spring? Not a freaking chance, but I will be vending again. But it will be just whatever I have on hand. Charts from companies that I only own. And then I guess if I do come across any stash that comes across, gets mailed to me and I want to bring it, I can. Minnie Gray's Legacy. Thank you guys so much for those that watched the epic 2-hour video showcasing everything that her family sent me. That video was fun to make, look through everything, tears, and I know a number of you reached out to me and said, was wondering where she was at, hadn't watched her in a while, thank you for introducing me to her, I'm gonna go binge watch her. You guys gave I have still a few items left from Minnie. So if you go on 1884 Citrus, up at the top, there is a tab, and it will take you to a page. And if Minnie is in the title, it will say Minnie colon and then whatever the description. But click on Minnie Gray's Legacy, and it will take you to a page, and everything listed there is from her stash, her collection. I still have some finished works that need new homes. I don't know if there are any more whips of hers that need homes or kitted projects. There are. So go and give a look. Minnie was amazing, and so glad that so many of you were able to adopt her stuff and gets new loving homes. That is it on my notes. So let's talk stitching and finishes. All right, you want to do finishes? Sure, why not? All right. Now, when I was going through Minnie's collection, there were some things that I wanted to keep for myself, finish. You guys know I do this with any deceased stitcher's stash that comes through my hands. I like to, if there's a finished piece in it, frame it up, hang it on my wall in my office. Any of the whips, finish them. It's a collection of their stitches, my stitches, stuff like that. So there were two. No, because I'm working on another one. So this was a whip, or no, this was kitted. Minnie had not started it. This is from Finally a Farm Girl, Witching Hour, and I just wanted to stitch the witch. So this was the fabric that Minnie had set aside with the majority of the threads, and I stitched her up. She's super cute. She needs an ironing, but that's okay. So that was a finish. I've been horrible this year keeping track of how many finishes I'm at for the year. I'm gonna have to, I keep a notes section on my phone, but I'm gonna have to go through my Instagram for sure and update it. Philanthrope, Natural Beauty 2. I showed this in the video of what I wanted to finish. Now, what was interesting, I am not a 32 count stitcher because you have to use 2 threads, and I am not a 2 threads kind of person. But it wasn't that bad. Am I going to be a new 32 count? No. But I didn't die. So here is Natural Beauty 2. She is stunning. I love the colors. Oh God, I'm so upset. When I was ironing this piece, whoa, there was, and you can still see it, this mark on the fabric. And I took a little water to see if I could like rub it out. As you can see, it totally stained it. So I might just need to spray the whole piece, and it's just gonna be a blotteds all over the place. So, but I will deal with that when I get to framing her. I love the colors. Yeah. And now I can take these back to the new place and shove them in my box to finish up or get framed, and hang up on the wall. Now, these are because I know I told you guys in the last video I was going to go through her finishes and figure out which ones of Minnie's I was going to keep, get framed, and put up in my new office. So, Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. This is a Mill Hill kit. I kept that out of the stash. Of course, I needed to keep this. Was this from Quiltify? But it's amazing. A little larger than I would do it. It's on Ada, but she totally saved me from having to stitch this. And this gorgeous variegated thread. So that saved this piece. I'm going to be making probably just a little pillow out of it. This is also one of the natural beauties from that philanthrope. So I'm keeping her. I love the colors on this. The floral, the beads. Michaels is gonna love me when I walk in for some of these for a frame job. All are equal in depth. This was also on my list. The little angel. And Halloween piece come in my little pretties. I saved what? 1 whip, 2 kitted, or 2 whips, and a kitted project, and that's all I kept for myself. I put everything up for sale. So, stitching, what have I been stitching on? Oh, still the coffee. One of Minnie's other whips was from Jardin Privé. This is the ABCs of the Embroiderer. It's a massive piece. Massive. Massive. Well, if you do it on like 56 count, it's not massive. But did Minnie do it on 56 count? No, she didn't. She started it on 32 count Murano Zweigart. I think it's going to be like 55 inches. It's crazy. Craziness. But, so I went through and I noticed in some of the sections she hadn't fully done like all the little detail work. So, like the stitcher, the needle wasn't stitched in. So I did that and I went letter by letter. The lace, I had to add in all the little straight stitches. There was little like detailed stuff throughout, and so that's where I decided. I was like, I'm just going to start from the top and fill in anything that she hadn't and start from there. So this is where I am currently at. Now, the hard thing for this the stitch key, like what DMC threads, are not included. So I'm having to look back at previous motifs with the symbol and then figure out what color she used, and then I write down, okay, S, symbol S is 310. The hashtag is 221, whatever. So, but it's okay, it's been going. But this is where I am at, and not much left, because, so you have, you know, let me show you just where I'm at. So here it is for ruler, and this is it, because there are no individual like sections for W, X, Y, and Z. So this is all I have left to stitch, and this whole piece will be done. Again, Michaels is gonna left me, so I'm really, really liking this, and this is the last whip of Minnie's. Double checking before I say those words, and then I'll be done with that. Good old DMC, that's been really fun to work on. Let's see, what else have I been stitching on? I've not been keeping track, but I'll just show you guys. So some of you have probably said, McKenna, where are you moving to? I'm moving in with my boyfriend. So yes, I don't really know. Those words are just so weird to say. Close friends know all the details, but obviously I've not put it out there or anything like that. And so yeah, he invited me to move in with him, and it was definitely something we talked about for a long time, weighing, you know, pros and cons, and he just wants me to stop paying on my place here, my penthouse. And don't give me that dirty look, Erwin, I know. And, you know, stop putting money here when I'm really not here a whole lot. It's basically, we started calling it my office, because I would basically just come here to work and house my my skulls. That's what it kind of just turned into. So yeah, he just wants me to keep growing 1884 bigger and better and concentrate on that and bank as much money as possible, and whatever I decide to do with it is mine. So, and before anyone asks, no, he doesn't have any brother. His dad is taken, so I have no one to say, hey, here's another one. He's available. All right, I started this because I love the colors. The border's funky. It's not going to stitch itself. Mary Elizabeth Nicholson. This is from Brenda Keys. I've never stitched a Brenda Keys, and I wanted to. So this is the one that caught my eye, and this is the project that I took in early September to the retreat. And I did so much of the border, and then I ran out of that color, so then I switched to filling in some of the little flowers along the way. You know, then if it's you know, the border, I was able to figure out a rhythm so I didn't have to look at the chart. And the same thing with these flowers and the little notches and the little creases. So this is where I'm at. It's going to be a nice, decent size piece once complete. People are probably shocked. Oh my God, McKenna, you're doing the border. I am. So as you can see, it's like a railroad, doubled, and then starting to fill in the little flowers that kind of look like palm trees. So yeah, and I haven't pulled it out since early September, and now I want to start on it. Let's see, I am stitching this on 36 count rustic drab. This is XG fabric. Love XG fabric. I put in a huge order, God, earlier in the year because I wanted to start, I forget, and I was not sure on what fabric color. So I went a little ham and bought a ton. So yeah, cannot recommend XJU fabric enough. How great is this? This is from PT Bags. I got this when I was in the New Jersey retreat. I'm stitching this for the boyfriend. Very much, so he collects old, or I've brought out his inner collecting of old antique books. I've bought him some, as a gift, I bought him a set of Dumas books, if you're familiar. And yeah, he just loves, so ex-Marine, so really anything kind of war. HMS Victory, there's a story behind that. This is totally not my style. Well, when you're in love, you stitch stuff that's not your style. Now, McKenna, why is it not your style? Because it's full coverage. McKenna, that's not full coverage. Yes, it is. To me, it is. There's lots of stitches touching each other. That's full coverage in my book. So, this is the called for fabric, I want to say. Yeah. And I'm loving it. I really, really find it to be a joy to work on. Kind of color completing in a way. So how this chart is set up, it's, you know, all the stitches, all the half stitches, quarter stitches, and then there's a whole other separate set of charts just for the back stitching. So I am taking this slowly, so one, I don't burn myself out, make any mistakes. So I am going through and completing all of the full X's. I am stitching in. I'm leaving out any of the quarter stitches, back stitches, all of that. And as you can see, I have one full page completely done, which is all of the X's. I've started on page 2. The water. The shading is just incredible. So, he knows I'm stitching it for him. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it done for Christmas or our anniversary, so that's okay. Up next, Witchy Stitcher, the difference between medicine and poison. The difference between medicine and poison is the dosage, is the dose. Yeah, this is perfect for me. Now, if you guys remember, I had originally started this on 36 count, 1001 nights, XG fabric. Loved it, right? Stitched it. I completed the whole freaking first page. right? I decided I really want to see. I love this combo. I really do. But once I got it all done, I was like, no, I want to see it pop a little bit more. So, fabric will go in my stash. This can go back to the house. So, I restarted it. Yeah, I did. Restart. Grace Notes fabric, 36 count linen, the gray stuff. See if it's raining. Oh, it's raining again. We've been getting the bands from the tropical storm. I forget what's her face. So we've been getting slammed here. So needed with the rain here in Arizona. So this is called the gray stuff. Again, Grace Notes fabric. So I have completed page 1 and I'm working on to page 2 and absolutely love it. Really love it. Much happier with my fabric choice. I have not worked on that in a hot minute. Worked on this just a quick second as well. This is Floral Sampler, Brenda Keys. Is that? I'm working on 2 Brenda Keys. I lost my mind. Floral Sampler, but I am cheating. I am not doing, so all this here is full coverage. I am omitting the background on all of it. 36 count. This is, if you want to start, I know we have a Sal, hashtag keys, floral sampler Sal. I don't know what I stitched this on. Unless it's still on here somewhere. Nope. 36 count something. I'll take it out of the hoop. As you can see, I keep stuff in hoops. I don't loosen them up. Probably should. Do I? Nope. I think this is a piece of XG fabric. And this is where I'm at. So you can see I'm doing the squares, but I am omitting the background. And yeah. Again, it stitches up fast because I'm not doing the background. But again, haven't touched this in a while. And that's because it's like I wanted to stitch the witch was really fun stitching that, and that was small, so I was able to take it, going to Ayrton's baseball games and sitting in the car, and then it was like, oh, let's finish up Natural Beauty because she was so close to a finish. Okay, let's do that. And lastly, still working on it, guys, Mermaid's Folly. I am just doing the mermaid and the creepy guy. And I have a good chunk of this complete. And I am working on her. So I have completed the first. Oh God, I gotta just take it out. Okay. It won't kill you. You haven't stitched on it forever. I know. So here is where I'm at. And you can see there. And then I think then I think that's it. So I think it's 12 pages just for these two characters. And yeah, I really, really love it. Boyfriend really likes this as well. So before we had even talked about moving in, he had already claimed this one and said, yeah, you need to work on, we call it Mermaid's Revenge, because it needs to be at my place. And I said, oh, is that true? Is that right? All right, so that is with stitching. Oh, not my finishes. So let's talk about one more finish and what is going to be coming down the pipeline. So a friend of mine reached out to me. She will be 90 years old in January. Sadly, goddamn eyesight is gone, not coming back. Dunzo. Depth perception is off. Luckily, she is still stitching. She got herself a needlepoint piece, bigger holes, larger needle to work with. Keep her hands busy. Fantastic. Amazing, amazing stitcher. So during this move, I went over to her place, loaded up my car, and spent a number of days going through everything, organizing, and I have 5 bins of things, threads, silks, kitted projects, charts, amazing things. So I pulled 3 of her whips to stitch on and finish because so close. So I only worked on this for 2 separate stitching periods, maybe a total of 3 hours. That's it, you guys. This is, what is this? Harriet Elizabeth Cole. This is from Brenda Gervais. All this you're seeing was completely finished. Okay, well, here's the whole thing, okay? So she likes Brenda Gervais and sampler pieces. So if that's your style, get ready because I'll be putting her stuff up. But I had to stitch in these 2 dogs, these 2, finish some of these, let's just call them strawberries. I had to continue, her work, name these little rosebuds. That's it. That's all I had to do. Love it. Going in the office. So, I'm working on a piece out of a magazine. It's Spanish sampler-esque. I've been working on it the last couple days, really been enjoying it, so make sure you go over and follow me on Stitching and Skulls on Instagram. I will post a picture of what it looked like before I started and then an update of where I am at now. It's slow working from a magazine, a ton of DMC, and it's like symbols are really, really small, and maybe a symbol is like a filled in star, but then another symbol is a filled in star with a light blue background, and that's a totally different DMC. So having to very much concentrate on what symbol I'm working on. But for some reason, even though she had stopped working on it, in the bag with the chart and the fabric, not the threads. So I'm having to go in and pull my DMC, but there is some sort of color difference. So I don't know what that's about. I'm not worrying about it. I don't care. You don't see it unless you're super up close. And again, not a lot left on this piece, and it is gorgeous, intricate work, specialty stitches. I just have the band down at the bottom. That is it. Another one is the chili pepper sampler, and I am blanking on who the designer is. And again, that is the same thing. The fabric, the chart were all together, but not the threads. It is called for silks, but then on the thread list, she has numbers that she has changed, but I'm unsure of what those numbers are pertaining to, and I've looked them up. For example, I know next to sort of like this mahogany color, she changed it to 902. Well, 902. It's not DMC, because DMC 902 is like a purple. Definitely not it. It's not NPI. It's not Soie de Gire. I don't think she's using anchor thread. I'm gonna have to see. I feel the stitching, some of it feels like she used silk threads, but then some of the threads that she's parked seem like cottons, and she's definitely changed some of the colors of the motifs. So that one I really wanted to start on, but I'm really gonna have to like lay a lot of stuff out and do some more researching. But yeah, that is it. So getting a lot of stitching done, which I am loving. It's definitely needed, just because I do get burnt out with taking stuff over to the house, which is about 30 minutes away, 35 minutes away. So now the distance between Joe and the boys is going to be about 45 minutes, which I have already come to accept, and just it's going to be a part of it. I've been driving so much already, and I don't mind driving, and this was my decision to obviously go the opposite direction on the freeway, so it is what it is. But yeah, I've been posting some pictures of my new office space on Stitching and Skulls, but also on 1884 Stitchery as well. So more of those to come, because now I have a whole new office to organize and decorate, and yeah, and I don't need to keep stitching just in my office. Very much no decorating, you know, bachelor lifestyle. Luckily, him being in the Marines, doing a deployment overseas, he definitely has not the full-on bachelor stereotypical tendencies that you think of. So he's definitely all for having a woman's touch around the house, and he had no idea what cross stitch was before he met me, and now when we go out, if we go thrifting or anything, he will point it out to me or say, wait, is that needle point? And then he'll make some comment of, it'd be interesting to take it out of the frame and see what the stitcher's back look like. It better not be all trash. So he already knows. He already knows. All right, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. this is sadly gonna be the last video here in my place. Definitely a bittersweet moment in my life. One chapter closing, another opening. A lot of good stuff though, for sure, coming. So thank you guys so much. Please check out 1884stitchery.com. Always uploading new things, but lots to come once I get all settled in. Thank you guys so much. Bye.